Welcome to the show. I'm Jason McNeil. This is Cup of Joe Canada. Today on the show, we're going to discuss the We scandal. Some people would say it's not even a scandal. Some people think it's like the biggest thing ever since the history of Earth. It's the third such investigation into our Prime Minister. It's also an investigation into the Finance Minister and their dealings with the We charity, which was getting a big government contract to provide student jobs and run a whole program. Now, from the beginning, I'm going to give my first little bias here. I didn't think it was a good program. Okay, the program essentially was designed as such. You were going to give $12,000 to teachers or professors to recruit students who would volunteer, and for their volunteering, they would get paid $10 an hour. So, number one, I don't like paying professors to recruit students to do volunteer work. Like they should recruit them to do volunteer work because it helps them. We shouldn't be paying them to do this, to recruit. Second thing is, as much as it's being pushed as a way to help the students, the poor struggling students in this time of financial need, $10 is substantially below minimum wage, and calling them volunteers doesn't mean that you're paying them okay, right? If they're struggling right now and that's not a livable wage and you're asking them to give up like hundreds of hours of their time, yeah, why is $10 like a gift to them? And meanwhile, we're fighting with the 15 and fairness people and all this stuff because, you know, you need to pay people better. You need to pay people better. Okay, but apparently not that group of people, although what you're doing is sold as helping them out, right? What if companies started hiring volunteers to work for $9 an hour? Would that be acceptable? No, right? Especially if the company was like, well, it's for their own good. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's my bias. I didn't think it was a good program. The reason it became so controversial is because Justin Trudeau's family is connected in ways where they get paid. Justin Trudeau's mom, his brother, they've done speeches, they've worked with the charity, and they've gotten hundreds of thousands of dollars from the charity. We're also finding out that Bill Morneau's daughter works at the charity, and his other daughter has worked with the charity in the past, I believe. Then we're finding out that they have gotten Health Canada contracts, they've gotten other government contracts, small, $25,000 here, $10,000 there, whatever. It just, again, to an average person, it seems like an easy way to funnel thousands of dollars to your friends whenever it's convenient. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm saying this is clearly how it looks, which brings me to the next controversy. Justin Trudeau and Bill Morneau, when they were discussing this contract and if they should give it to who they should give it to, or if they should give it to the We charity, they didn't recuse themselves. They knew they had ties to the company. Justin Trudeau says he didn't realize how much his family had been paid or whatever, but they knew they had ties to the company, and they didn't recuse themselves, and that's a conflict of interest. It seems pretty obvious. At least it's the appearance of a conflict of interest. Seems like it's obvious conflict of interest for these people who are important enough and have been, around long enough to know what they're doing is wrong. So now they're out, they're apologizing, whatever. Come to find out that Bill Morneau previously took a vacation, well, not a vacation, he went on a trip to see the charitable work. They went to Kenya and somewhere else, and he says he repaid $50,000. He was shocked to find out there was another 40,000 something on the bill. He didn't know, but never mind, he signed a check for that the same day that he testified. Okay. The problem with that is, again, as an average Canadian, you didn't know $43,000 was not covered. Like, you didn't come out of your account. It's not like you don't have it. You had it there. You just didn't realize. But you're the finance minister, right? This seems that's some people's annual salary, and I didn't know. Sorry. Here you go. No problem. Again, I'm not saying that this is you're doing things untoward. It looks horrible to average people who are struggling. You know what I mean? So the whole thing, and also we found out that apparently there's a We Foundation and a We Charity Foundation. No, We Charity and We Charity Foundation, and one of them is a holdings company that just holds buildings, and that apparently has only been around for a year, and that's the ones that actually got the contract. We also found out that it seems like the We Charity people lobbied the government with the idea for this program. Then it was given to them as the only ones that could do it. Again, that sounds really stinky to me. That is, that does not sound good, especially when you're tied so closely and you're so friend. I don't know. Justin Trudeau's brother got I think, $13,000 from them to go to Sweden or somewhere and do a speech. And again, I'm just looking at it as an average person. When your brother just is like, I need 12, 13 grand. This is not an option for you, but it's an option for them, which is why they have to be very careful to make it clear we're not just doing these things. It's not nepotism. We're not trying to just use government money as a slush fund. We're not trying to funnel it through charities. We're not trying to do that. Also, they're the ones that stopped auditing charities for political acts, right? Like they were all about Stephen Harper, he's a bad guy, he's auditing the charities, it's political, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we're not auditing them, and bam, sole source, $1 billion contract, you guys do it, you're the only ones that can do it, there's no other charities that can do it. Again, Cup of Joe Canada, you guys tell me, because I can't. I think this whole thing just stinks. I don't think, nothing's gonna come of it, because nothing comes of ethics investigations. They're largely just shows. So he'll probably be found guilty. Nothing will happen. You and me have to decide if we're gonna vote for him. That's it. Nothing else. He's not gonna step down. He's not gonna go away. He's not, none of that. We're either gonna vote him out or he's gonna be Prime Minister again. You guys can decide what you think of this scandal, the other scandals, everything else, and if he deserves your vote. I'm Jason McNeil. This is Cup of Joe Canada.